Hi there, my name's Tony. I live and work in and around the Grantham area, and of late I've been speaking to some wonderful people who have been doing some amazing things for the local community. Today I'm joined by a gentleman who's been nominated to the page, and his name is Elvis Stooke. I'm pleased to say that Elvis is in the building. Hi Elvis, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thanks.
Good stuff. You must hear that all the time.
Oh, I've heard it for 39 years of my life.
Now Elvis, you live in Grantham, don't you?
I do.
You do. You're up on the Alma Park end of town, aren't you?
That's correct, yeah.
Good stuff. And what is it you've been doing? I mean, I've seen a fantastic page that you're producing. What is it you do on that page?
We actually forecast the weather for the Grantham area.
Wow. So is this forecasts from your own gut feeling, or is this sort of supplied from data you gather?
We do use the Met Office. We do use other weather stations as well, but then we go on by our gut feeling. We change it from what the Met Office has said. And to be fair, we've not had any Michael Fish incidents yet, so we're doing all right. Yeah,
there's plenty of time. Today is a bit of a rare one, isn't it?
It's a very rare day, very rare, but there is good news in the forecast for next week anyway. So.
Oh, don't give too much away just yet, Elvis, because I think we can probably bring that in a little bit later on.
I will.
So when did this all start then?
Well, it started about 3 years ago. It started out as on my normal Facebook page, I was just putting up weather updates and things like that. And then somebody just come back and said, why don't you set up your own page? So I thought about it. I gave it a go. And hey, presto, we're still here after 3 years.
Yeah, fantastic. And how often do you update the weather, Elvis?
We do a Thursday forecast for the weekend.
Sure.
And then we do a Sunday forecast for Monday to Friday. So
wow,
2 forecasts a week.
Great stuff. And has weather always been an interest of yours?
Yeah, I find the weather very interesting. It's just something that I've always been interested in from school age right through to my adulthood. Just the change of the weather, how weather has changed over the years as well. And a lot of that's, yes, it is down to climate change, but there's also other factors to it as well.
I'm sure that's a long conversation we could have probably for another day, but we've been through various different ages, haven't we? The ice age and all these other ages. It's part probably evolution, but we'll leave that for another time. So obviously you've been sharing your weather forecasts, and what's your page called, Elvis?
It's called Elvis's Weather Page.
Oh wow! Okay, well, we'll put the link in obviously for people to perhaps tag on it and join it and have a look, and they can expect good quality, accurate weather forecasts from you, can they?
We do our very best, that's all I can say.
Do. I noticed also that your page carries some other interesting stuff. Obviously, recently there's been the shuttle launch, and you've got some information on there as well, haven't you?
Yeah. We like to put out not just the weather. We like to put out things that's a bit to do with science. And obviously, with the shuttle that went up a couple of weeks ago, obviously, that's being done for purposes of the satellites that they've been sending up and things like that. So. We like to evolve a lot of it around the science part of it.
Absolutely. And they're one-off events, aren't they? They don't happen every day of the week, do they?
No, that obviously is a one-off event, and obviously we're going to see what happens from that. Obviously the guys who went up in that are now in the space station up there, doing what they need to do up there, and hopefully we'll one day give a live performance on the space station, but catching that's quite difficult these days at the moment.
Amazing. So there's also something else that caught my eye on your page. You've also been promoting a young lady, a 9-year-old lady called Gracie.
Yeah. I mean, with our weather page, we're not just about weather. We like to also advertise local businesses because obviously it's a weather page for Grantham. We gradually put them on there. We don't charge. We just put them on there to give people an idea of what businesses are just starting up or what have been in long-term businesses. And you're right, Grace is a 9-year-old in Grantham, not too far away from us here on the Alma Park. And she does wax melts. It's called Grace's Wax Melts Facebook page. I think that's right. She's 9 years old. Since obviously the COVID-19 lockdown, she started doing that with her mum, with the support of her mum. And she's doing pretty well of it. She's made a bit of profit as well for herself for a 9-year-old. I wish I started like that when I was that young. I'd be all right now.
That sounds like it's more like an Alan Sugar, but of a younger generation, and a obviously different gender as well.
Oh, absolutely. And the wax melts are absolutely fantastic. They last for ages. I mean, you can buy these wax melts, and sometimes they only last 5-10 minutes. My wife lit one the other day, and the following morning the smell was still lingering in the house. So it's worth giving her page a check out, and reasonably priced as well, may I say.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds fantastic. So, just coming on to a little bit about the weather then, because obviously this is very much your speciality. What's the forecast looking like for the remainder of the weekend and perhaps the early part of next week?
Well, starting off into next week, we're going to still have this wind about. This wind is going to die down sort of late Sunday into Monday. But as we get towards the weekend, we'll start seeing the temperatures rising on Wednesday and Thursday to about 18 degrees Celsius. And good news for you, if you like barbecues, we could see highs of 23 degrees on Saturday.
Wow. So this time next week will be a very different picture perhaps to what we're seeing today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We will certainly feel a bit of a warmth. At the moment, there's a high pressure. The Azores high pressure is trying to push in. That will disappear later on Monday. And then the winds will certainly turn around to a southerly direction where we'll see much more warmer conditions than what we're getting at the moment.
Fantastic, fantastic, Elvis. Well, that's been brilliant to hear. And I really appreciate your time today. I know you've been really busy with work today. And obviously you've got an evening with the wife, I'm sure, to look forward to. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I must say thank you very much for coming on. And equally, thank you very much for your nomination of young Gracie as well. That's really what the page is all about, is hearing from local people. And as you said, supporting the community, supporting local businesses. So thanks very much for your time, Elvis. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend.
And the same to you, Tony. Thanks very much. And thank you to everybody who follows our page as well. And we hope to get some more after having this interview with you.
Cool. Well, I'll put the links on the page so people will be able to find you very, very easily. But thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony. Have a good evening.